Hello, everybody. And if you are watching this in January 2021, I hope you had a wonderful long weekend yesterday. Monday, friends, I'm so sorry that I missed you for lessons yesterday, but I wanted to take a little bit of time to explain page 10 from Standard of Excellence. And I have a flute book handy here. I'm actually going to play these exercises on flute so you can hear them, but you can play along on any instrument. Your notes work all together with this. There are a few new concepts on this page, and the first one I want to talk about is called the tie. The book says a tie is a curved line that connects two notes of the same pitch. Ties are played as one unbroken note. In English, it means, woo, there I am, that curved line that you see right there is basically like a plus sign. You're going to add those two notes together and you're going to play one long note. So, smart people know half note, sorry, it's a little interesting to point like this. Half note lasts for 2 counts. Okay, a quarter note lasts for 1 count. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you're going to play that for 3 counts. Okay, 1 note for 3 counts. And you're never going to see a different letter tied to a different letter. It's always going to be a D to a D or a C to a C. It has to be the same note to the same note. Okay, and we do that so that we can get certain types of notes that we just don't have yet. We don't have a dotted half note yet. That's your 3 count note. That's coming on page 17. That's a while from now. So if we want 3 counts, we need to do that. We could tie a whole note to a quarter note and make a 5 count note. Really, the options are endless. I've seen 14 counts all tied together before. So that is what that means to do. The song you're going to practice that on is song 31, Tied and True, which I'll talk about in a minute. And thank you for putting up with me continuing to point the wrong direction. I appreciate that. Before that, though, we are going to try the song Warm Up, which has a new note for every instrument. Now, this is a note we've practiced on the page I had you do for this week's lesson. For flute, low brass, that's trombone, baritone, tuba, and percussion, this note is a G. For trumpet and clarinet, that note is an A. For saxophone, this note is an E with your octave key, please. And for horn, that is a high D, which is first valve, even though your book is trying to tell you to play it no valves. We're going to play a first valve. All right? We're going to try this song together. Please remember, though, really good strategy, practice a few notes at a time. Try 3 notes at a time, maybe 4 notes at a time. I'm not doing a good job showing you that book. Here we go. Let's try warm up together. 1, 2, 3, go. Why did I hold it longer than usual? If you said fermata, you're absolutely right. That little half circle with a dot in between, somebody today called it a cyclops smiley face, upside down. Definitely an interesting way to say it. Hold the note longer than usual. All right, let's try tied and true with our 3 count ties that we have here. Repeat sign at the end means we will play it 2 times through. 1, 2, 3, go. Repeat. Good. Flute players notice I actually took several extra breaths that weren't necessarily even marked there with a rest or a breath mark. So breathe when you need to, people. Nothing wrong with that. The next song, we're a little bit past Christmas. Sorry, we're into January. But this song is Jolly Old St. Nicholas. And I like to say on this one that you want to check out the last 5 notes and practice them on their own. Let's see if I can manage to point to the last 5 notes. Kind of. Last 5 notes right there. You want to take that on its own. Maybe you want to take each measure by itself. That's a really great way to practice, little pieces at a time. But in my opinion, the most challenging part of the song is those last 5 notes. So that's what I would practice on its own. All right? Jolly Old St. Nicholas, I only need you to practice the top line of this duet because we're totally virtual and we can't do duets right now. Let's give this song a try. 1, 2, 3, go. I went for 5 on that one. Flute takes the most air, people. Takes a lot of air. The next song on the book is Amigos, and we are going to hopscotch right over that one to the song called Farm Out. And I'd like to talk to you about this one because it has a new time signature right there. We have been used to seeing 4/4 time where we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for each line or each measure that we have. Now we're only going to have 2 counts in the measure, and you can tell right off the bat looking at it. You only see 2 quarter notes until the line happens, or sometimes just a half note. Okay, let me set my flute down for a second. Let's count to 2 over and over again, and we'll laugh at Mrs. Cannon trying to point along on this page. Ready? Count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I like to whisper a rest. You guys are really doing a nice job putting up with me not knowing what direction to point as I look at the computer screen. All right, Farm Out is your green belt for band karate. This is one that I want you to practice a whole bunch for next week. One other thing I didn't point out when we had the music up here, it's a 2-line song. Bryn reminded me that's just like Ode to Joy, which had more than 1 line to complete the song. So we've got that. Here is Farm Out. 1, 2, ready, go. If you guessed that that song is also called Old MacDonald Had a Farm, E-I-E-I-O, you're absolutely right. The man who wrote the book calls it Farm Out, which is kind of a catchy name for it too. So please practice that one a bunch so that you can try that for your green belt. The last song you're going to try on the bottom is for your instrument only. For flute, and I know for some of the other instruments it just kind of jumps up. It kind of jumps up and skips over some notes, which is cool. Soon, my friends, soon, you are going to receive from me a little card that will help you understand when you're switching from line to space as you play up and down your notes. So I hope that you find this really helpful. When you get a new packet from me, as soon as that is going to be, this will be paper clipped on the inside. If you don't have one, let me know that. We're also going to mess around with the idea of flashcards. Maybe we should make a little Google form and see how many people think flashcards is a good idea. The saxophone lesson today thought it was a pretty awesome one. Just to help you practice your notes. Anything I can do to help, you guys know about that. If you have any questions, leave them on the Google Classroom for me. I will check that and make sure that I help you out any way I can. Okay, if you need anything else from this video re-explained, let me know that, especially in next week's lesson, and just have a lot of fun with page 10. It's actually a pretty cool page in the book. Thank you, friends, and have fun practicing. Bye.